In this episode of Walking Tours, I will explore how you can transfer between Chinatown and Maxwell MRT stations. By train, the fastest way to get from Chinatown to Maxwell takes at least 2 minutes and an adult fare of at most 95 cents. It involves taking the Northeast Line to Outram Park and then the Thomson East Coast Line to Maxwell. Once again, though technically correct, that travel duration statistic from TransitLink seems rather meaningless because it is physically impossible to make that transfer at Outram Park instantly. Meanwhile, the 2022 system map claims that a walk between the two stations will take 10 minutes. This results in a rather unusual situation where the Land Transport Authority greatly overestimated the walking time between two MRT stations. You probably know this by now because the duration of this video is not even 10 minutes long. The journey starts with me exiting a narrow and crowded exit A, which leads straight into the pedestrianized Pagoda Street, right into the heart of Chinatown, full of conserved shophouses and bustling with life. The extent of pedestrianization in Chinatown is immense, more than that of Kampong Glam or Little India, Singapore's two other historical ethnic enclaves, which makes for a much more pleasant walking experience. They also made more room for commerce and dining, as the storefront can be extended into what would otherwise have been the asphalt. For an example of how these narrow streets would feel if motor traffic is not restricted, do check out episode 16, where I walked between Little India and Jalan Besar MRT stations. I won't be on Pagoda Street for long though, as I now turn right into Terengganu Street, which is also pedestrianized. The immense continuous crowd of people here means that I can cross Temple Street with relative ease, even though pedestrians are technically supposed to yield to motor traffic along this street. This is a phenomenon that is known as safety in numbers. Now, I cross Smith Street, and on my right, the dense shophouses make way for something that is slightly more modern, the Chinatown Complex, which was built in 1983. Here, Terengganu Street abruptly ends as I approach the Chinatown Visitor Center, and I turn left to continue my walk, towards Maxwell MRT station on Sago Street. I'm currently passing by Banda Street, and on my right lies the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple and Museum. Here, the pedestrianized experience ends as I approach South Bridge Road. This is where I skirt around the periphery of the temple. I now cross the since expunged Spring Street, and at this point, it's painfully obvious that I have reached Maxwell MRT station by exit 1. At less than 8 minutes, I tapped into the fare gates, over 2 minutes less than the claimed 10 minutes according to the walking map. Such a short transferring duration makes this transfer not only great for sightseeing, but also rather practical for commuting. As I leave the escalator, I approach platform A. With that, we have come to the end of this episode of Walking Tours. This is Transit Evolution, signing off.